Star Trek Season 2, the Doomsday Machine. Let's talk about this one using my space system. Story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. So 2 is the best you can get in every category. There's going to be many 2s in this one. This is going to be, if you're playing cards, you'd have a more than 4 of a kind. Oh man, I love this one. Absolutely love it. The storyline, it's friggin' 2 out of 2 because this is just awesome. The Enterprise is flying around doing stuff. They find another Enterprise is all beat up, destroyed. There's supposed to be all these planets that have all these people on them. They're all gone. They've been eaten. It's Galactus. No, it's the Doomsday Machine. It's eating planets and worlds and solar systems, and then it refuels itself and goes around to eat more. So it's just a big giant worm thingy that eats everybody. I think it was Matt Decker was the name of the commanding or the captain of the other ship. He's gone completely nuts because he transported his guys to this other planet to keep them safe. That planet got eaten, so now he's not happy about it. He wants to destroy this thing, but he's gone insane. They have to figure out a way to stop the Doomsday Machine. That's pretty much it. I guess you could say that it's a simple story. But man, I was just so pumped for it. I've always loved this episode. It's just like super exciting. The pacing, I'm just gonna give it a 2 out of 2 for pacing because there's something new every second. Like every minute something awesome happens. And then this Decker guy's completely mad. He gets to the Enterprise now. Kirk, Scotty, and a couple of it's not even a red shirt. And there was no red shirts that died. I just realized I am wearing the red shirt here in memory of the red shirts that died. No, I don't think any red shirts died on this one. There was a blue shirt and a gold shirt, but they survived, so good for them. So Kirk and Scotty are trapped on the other ship because they can't teleport back. Transport. I keep saying teleport. I'm in X-Men mode here with Nightcrawler. They can't transport back. So Spock's in command, but then this Decker guy comes in and is like, oh, I'm taking over. You're like, why is this guy taking over? Well, because I'm the friggin' I outrank you. And you're like, well, this guy's an idiot and he's insane. I'll get to characters in a minute, but yeah. And then the machine, they try to attack it. You just don't know what to do. It's really cool. So the pacing is fast. The artistry, I'm going to give it a perfect score of 2 out of 2. Now, here's where I always have to put the asterisks on my review. I am watching the Blu-rays that have been upgraded. They've been George Lucasified. Now they didn't make this. They didn't make the Doomsday Machine like crazy massive, with 4 million tentacles or something. They didn't Lucasify it that much. It just looks better. It's sort of like the original look of it, but just like done better. That's they didn't add 400 Jawas in the background and sand crawlers and the creature cantina is like so filled with creatures that like you can't walk around or whatever. It's just like it's not that crazy. They just made it look better and it looks friggin' awesome. So far out of all of the episodes that I've reviewed, this one has had the most, I think, upgraded effects, and I do think it really makes it good. I always loved this episode because I have watched all of these at least the first 2 or 3 times I've seen every Star Trek episode. I watched the original versions on DVD. Once you got Blu-ray, you really can't go back to DVD. Sorry. And this episode is it looks awesome. This one could stand up right now. I know that these newer Treks like Discovery and whatever, they look like, visually they're like, wow, this looks really good. Although the ships they're always dark. What the hell did I just, Picard. Started watching Picard season 3. You can't see anything. It's dark. If I shut all my lights off, in this room, it'd still be brighter than the friggin' the Enterprise, whatever the ship they're on. You can't see shit on there. I don't understand how they're operating. They're doing their jobs. Like the guys pressing buttons. It's like, helmsman, you went the wrong way. I plotted the wrong course because I can't see anything. I pressed the wrong button. I don't know. Anyway, but this one looks really good. It can stand up to modern scrutiny with these new updated effects. So that was great. The characters are 2 out of 2. Everyone is awesome in this. McCoy, possibly best line, where that Commodore guy is like, oh, I'm taking over the ship, and Spock's like, yeah, that's illogical because you're insane. And then he's like, well, I'm gonna do. I don't rank you. And then he's like, well, doctor. And the doctor's like, and McCoy's like, what? You gotta seriously let this happen? And Spock's like, well, if he's insane, then he goes, well, I'll certify that right now. McCoy, best line. I'll certify that right now. He's insane. That's it. Get him out of here. And then Spock's like, oh, do you have any paperwork, and do you have any like tests? You know, he's like, well, obviously I haven't examined him. He's like, well, I can't. All that stuff is great. Spock's awesome in this one. Kirk obviously is great all the time. When he's like, get this lunatic out of here, that was that was great too. The plan to stop the Doomsday Machine, I guess it's an obvious plan. You know, if you think about it, but I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, what else would you have done? Like, they really, and the other thing is that someone has to sacrifice themselves or time it so perfectly, and the ending there is timed awesome. Like, and they kept adding suspense, because you're like, okay, well, he'll just transport away, and then it's like, oh shit, the transport's down. Okay, well, he'll repair it in time, and then he repairs it, and you're like, oh shit, it's not working. You're like, oh shit, it broke again, right? So a lot of good suspense there. The enjoyment factor is 2 out of 2. I mean, this is a 10er. This is a 10 out of 10. I mean, it's just so obvious. I could watch this one again right now. Like, I could. It's tough to say what. It's really tough to say what your favorite episodes are. I mean, if I start doing a top 10, I'm gonna do 10, and then I'm gonna be like, oh man, I really want this one, and then I'm gonna do a top 11. Like, what am I gonna do? A top 10? I'm gonna do a top 20 then, right? So far, there's been maybe like 2 or 3 where I'm like, I'm not gonna watch those again, right? But man, season 2 is like insane. So there's been like, what? I don't know how many. You guys are keeping better track than I am. I don't even have any notes for this episode. Usually I try to take some kind of a note or something. I don't even have notes, because it's just so obvious this is a 10. The last batch has been like insane. Like, I'm starting to recognize the names more. So when I go to the next episode, I'm like, oh yeah, this one's gonna be good. I remember this one, and then, you know. So this is like my 4th or 5th time now, I think, going through these. Maybe 5th. It's hard to remember. But yeah, they're so good. So, I mean, let me know in the comments what you thought. If you don't like this one, wow, I don't know what the heck happened there. Let me know, I guess. If you like my space system, please like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification bell, all that stuff that everybody says at the end of every video that sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. That's it, everybody. Also, check out my friend Clobberin Time's Star Trek show, Saturday Night Star Trek, every Saturday night. That's why they named it that. They talk about 4 episodes, not for 7 minutes or whatever this video is. They really go in depth, like big time. So check out that. Check out his channel. The link is in the description below. That's it, everybody. Until next time.